Welcome to the High Value Sales Show of Eversprint.com. I'm Malcolm Louie, the managing member of Eversprint, and today we're speaking with Julia Bright, the Director of Marketing at Wana Brands, a maker of cannabis infused products. Welcome to the show, Julia.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Julia, you helped grow your company's revenue from $2.6 million in 2014 to $14.1 million in 2017, a 455% increase. And in 2018, Wana hit around 18 million. Before we talk about how you grew your company so fast, can you briefly share what your company does beyond my quick intro and how your company differs from the competition?
Absolutely. We are the #1 bestseller of edibles in the United States. We make cannabis infused edibles, and our main and most successful product line is gummies. So we have various ratios of gummies ranging from THC to CBD in various proportions. The company actually got started in 2010. We were one of the first companies on the market before recreational use was even legal in Colorado. It was just medical use. And we grew in just a mere 8 years to what we are today, with distribution covering most of Colorado and 6 other states across the United States and counting.
And 2 questions. One, how do you differ from your competitors?
Yes, absolutely. To start with, when Wana Brands entered the market in 2010, we're actually one of the first companies to institute testing of our products, and before it was even legally required in Colorado. So we pay very, very close attention to quality and consistency in our products. In fact, when we developed our gummy recipe, we actually hired a pectin expert and tested over 30 different types of pectin to come out with the right consistency and the right texture and taste. But I think something that really separates our products from the competition is not only the fact that they're potent and consistent, but they're simply delicious. People love the taste and they enjoy consuming our products. They do what they say they're going to do, so people can rely on them time after time. And that really separates us from our competitors product-wise. But on our customer, the dispensary side, and on the consumer side, we also do a lot of training and education, not only just about our products, but also about the also about the way cannabis acts in your body. We have a course called Cannabis 101, the endocannabinoid system. We talk about microdosing, and we answer questions that consumers actually want to know about, because we find that a lot of consumers come into the market without knowing too much about cannabis. Maybe they use cannabis in college, but this is not this is not the same type of industry or market that people using cannabis 20, 30 years ago are really used to. The products are very different. Some of them are way stronger, better quality, more consistent than what you're used to. And a lot of people have questions, and especially about the medicinal properties of cannabis as well. So we are actually on the leading edge in the cannabis industry in terms of educating consumers as well as bud tenders, who are the people that actually make product recommendations at the dispensary level to consumers.
Right. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the market, and I'm one of those, can you go over some of the abbreviations? I know there's CBD, that's a very common one, and then you mentioned something else early on about TCH or something like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's THC versus CBD. And THC is only one of the cannabinoids that exist in cannabis. It's a compound that actually has psychoactive properties of the compound. And CBD is also another cannabinoid, but it differs from THC in the fact that it doesn't have the same psychoactive properties as THC does. And CBD has been a very hot buzzword lately with people, and we offer a range of products in different THC to CBD ratios. So something that people may not understand or know about cannabis is that is the entourage effect. And the entourage effect actually is something that makes the CBD and THC products more effective when they are in the compound together. So in terms of CBD, we talk about full spectrum use of the plant, which means that all parts of the plant are in the product to take advantage of the entourage effect.
Okay.
And was that clear?
Yeah. So THC and CBD are essentially different elements of the cannabis bean, you said? Is that what you said?
Of the cannabis plant.
Yeah, cannabis plant, right. And now, are both used in the recreational products, or are one or the other used only in the medicinal products?
Actually, the recreational and medicinal products are pretty much the same. The only thing that really differs on medicinal products is the dosage, because medical patients usually require a higher dose of THC and CBD in order to address their various conditions.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, got it. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to say too is that taxes are higher on the recreational side.
Okay.
Yep.
And for the taste, you said they taste delicious. If I tasted one of your gummy bears, would it taste like a regular gummy bear initially?
Actually, we don't say gummy bears, and the reason we don't say gummy bears is because that is a term or a product form that really appeals to children. We are very much conscious that these products are adult use only, and we do everything we can to not speak that way.
Okay, yeah, it just comes out as a habit, right? Gummy bears, they always go together.
Yes. So do they taste like the gummy candy that's out on the market? Somewhat, although our product has pectin in it, which makes it vegan. And so the texture is a little bit softer and not as rubbery as with a gelatin gummy. That's like the Haribo product. So it's a little bit softer, and I personally think it tastes better. We have some unmedicated products around the office that people eat at meetings and love. In fact, we've had many reporters ask us why we don't just start a candy company without the THC.
Right. So the product itself, when it's been infused with the THC and or the CBD, is there a taste to those elements by themselves?
Yes, there really is a taste, and I think it's kudos to our product development team who actually are able to mask the little bit of a bitter taste of, especially CBD tastes bitter, but they do such an amazing job with masking the taste, and that's part of the reason why everyone loves Wana products, is because they really don't taste hashy.
Okay. And how about the smell? Does it have the classical smell of the product? when?
It actually doesn't smell like tea, like cannabis at all. It smells like delicious ripe fruit, like our watermelon or mango, or we have a yuzu product that is my personal favorite, and it just smells like amazingly good, like fresh fruit.
Right. And what's the potency of the recreational versus medicinal? How much do they differ?
So, for example, on our 100 milligram product, there's a law in Colorado that says that there must be no more than 100 milligrams of THC per package. So we have a product that's 100 milligrams per package and usually 10 milligrams per piece. And the medicinal one, I believe, is 200, which with 20 milligrams per piece. But we have different ratios, actually.
Okay, so roughly the medicinal ones are 2 times stronger or more.
Roughly.
Okay. And the way it all works, if I wanted to have the impact of the medicinal, can I just eat twice as many of the gummy candies? You get the same impact, or it doesn't?
Can. You'll just pay a little bit more for the product.
Right. And would I feel gross eating so many of them?
Sorry, what?
But I feel kind of nauseous and sick from eating so many of the gummies.
We have a philosophy that says start low and go slow. So we actually recommend that when people start, and especially if they're not used to cannabis, we recommend that they cut the gummy in half to get a 5 milligram dose, or even in quarters, and then wait about 60 to 90 minutes for it to kick in before you decide whether you want to take more or not.
Right. And how big are your gummy candies? I guess they're big enough to slice into quarters.
Yes, they actually are. They're about, I would say, 3/4 of an inch square.
Okay.
So you would still get a good taste if you cut them in quarters, definitely.
Right. And how can I buy these products? Of course, the medicinal ones are in the dispensaries, but what about the recreational ones? Can I go to my local supermarket and pick some up?
You would have to come to Colorado and go to a dispensary in Colorado. Or you could go to any of the other states that we are in. We have dispensaries in Las Vegas on the recreational side, and Oregon as well. For medicinal, we have Arizona. We're starting to sell in Florida, Michigan, and Illinois.
Okay, so the recreational ones can only be sold through dispensaries.
Actually, any medicinal or recreational, all cannabis products at the moment need to be sold in dispensaries, unless it is a CBD only product that contains no THC, and then it could be sold at the retail level. I know CVS and Walgreens has recently started carrying CBD products. CBD, if you remember, is the non-psychoactive part of the cannabis plant.
Right. I also had a note here in my notes that asks you psychoactive. What does that mean?
So psychoactive means that it acts on your brain receptors and makes you feel high.
Okay.
Is the term. Yeah.
Right. And what would the CBD element do for you then?
And the CBD actually is known to have anti-inflammatory properties and other properties that actually act on your brain as well. And people use it to help them with relaxation, with sleep, with anxiety. And it depends on the dosages as well, but people use them for other much more serious medical conditions like epilepsy.
Right. Now, is it the CBD side or the THC side that makes people hungry?
It's a very funny thing. It's THC usually is what people report makes them hungry, but I would caution about generalizations like that on cannabis, because cannabis acts in different ways on different people. For myself, for example, I actually feel the opposite. I feel completely not hungry when I ingest THC, and it actually depends on your body composition, what you ate that day, as to how you feel, and also possibly on the strain. Of sativa versus indica. I know we're bringing in another degree of complexity to this conversation, but that those different strains of cannabis have been known to act differently on the body as well. THC is actually fat soluble, so the more fattening food you eat, the longer and stronger the effect is probably going to be. Although I hate to make generalizations because, again, everyone's different.
Right. Now, the product for CVS, can they only be sold physically and in retail locations, or can I buy it online?
I believe that there are CBD retailers online. However, I would caution anyone to purchase CBD products either online or at retail level before they do their research. There are many variations in terms of product quality, consistency, and especially online, there are a lot of fly-by-night operators that actually possibly don't have the same amount of CBD as they claim on the label, or don't have the right type of CBD. So, you know, I think it's a whole other discussion in terms of what to look for in your CBD product. But I would do your research and be very, very careful about what you buy. In fact, if people want to go to wanabrands.com, we do have a whole course on CBD that I personally think is very informative. And so I would encourage people to go to our website and learn as much as they possibly can. And there are other websites out there that do a good job as well.
Right. Now, can I buy the Wana products from your website if I'm living in Colorado?
So it's very interesting, but Colorado law actually doesn't let us distribute the product out of state. In fact, the product has to be grown and produced and distributed within Colorado if we are operating in Colorado. So, for example, we can't put the product in the mail and ship it to a dispensary. We actually have to have couriers deliver the product to all the dispensaries. And I believe the laws are the same in all other states except for in California. I think they have home delivery.
Right, but if I were a resident of Colorado, I can order online and have you ship stuff to me?
No, we are a wholesaler, so we sell to dispensaries only. We don't sell to consumers.
Okay.
Directly.
Some dispensaries could potentially have an online way of selling product.
Actually, dispensaries can't ship, obviously, through the mail to people, so they do have online ordering, but you can order online, but you still have to show up at the dispensary to pick up your product.
Ah, okay. So but there are other vendors who do ship online.
Not THC products, right. Only CBD.
CBD. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So at the very beginning of our call, before our interview started, you mentioned about some of the challenges you face selling, right? Because you're not treated. Your industry products aren't treated like other industries products, like say alcohol. What additional restrictions are provided? You already talked about some, right? You talked about how you can only sell and distribute within the state, right? You can't go outside, so that's one restriction.
Right. Exactly. Taxation is actually very, very different. We're taxed at a much higher rate, and we can't write off selling expenses on our product. And one complication in terms of going nationwide also is that each state has different and varying regulations. So For example, our packaging looks very different in Illinois than it does in Colorado. The reason is because in Illinois, there are laws on the books that you cannot, or regulations on the books that you cannot put fruit on the label. And our packaging very prominently features fruit on the front. And so we had to come up with a different design for the Illinois market. There are also child-proofing restrictions. For example, in Arizona, there's no child-proofing that is needed on the packaging, and so our product goes into a Ziploc bag and a box, whereas in Colorado, we just implemented new packaging that is actually child-proof, and it's biodegradable and or landfill biodegradable and recyclable.
Right. Yeah, that sounds like these restrictions make it a little bit harder to scale.
You know, nothing is a big stop to us, but there are definitely bumps in the road.
Yep.
Or, it takes us a little bit of ingenuity and creativity to come up with different packaging to meet regulations in each state.
Right. Going back to the very beginning, we talked about how your revenue grew from 2.6 million in 2014 to 18 million in 2018, 4 years later. So you almost 6x'd your business, or maybe more than 6x'd your business in 4 years. What were the three drivers behind that?
One is a shelf-stable, scalable product, which really consumers are responsible for loving and purchasing our products. So I think one of the differences is that our product is simply better than a lot of other products out there on the market. The second is our partnerships with our dispensary customers. We don't view our business as just selling to dispensaries. We actually partner with our dispensaries to help them sell our product. We give them a lot of tools in terms of training their bud tenders and helping their bud tenders to figure out how to talk to the end consumer. And, we provide a lot of support at the POS level, and we actually partner with some of our larger dispensary customers on the CSR side as well.
Okay. So the first one is just having a fantastic product that's that people can't get enough of. Second one is partnerships with the dispensaries, your dispensary customers, which go beyond just giving them product, but helping them sell more of the product and provide better service to their customers. Is there a third driver?
Yeah, so, besides just partnering with our dispensaries, they also know that we are going to deliver when we say we're going to deliver. We have extremely consistent and reliable customer service, but also we are innovators in the industry and thought leaders. We actually have a strategy, a very comprehensive strategy in terms of product development, and we invest a lot of resources into product development and research. We actually just added a position of Director of Innovation for our company, and his job is to look at the latest and greatest science and figure out how to introduce new products that are exciting, new, and innovative on the market. And we also partner with the best-in-class companies who are really innovative in their specific areas. So we are partnering with a company called Cannabis on our extended release capsule, and we're also partnering with another company to develop some quick onset technologies.
All right, fantastic. So just to recap, the third driver would be, talk about a couple of things. Would it be the consistent and reliable customer service as your third driver that really drove your growth, or would it be the innovation and thought leadership position?
Yeah, and I wanted to add that on the product side, we don't just have gummies. We actually do a lot of not only just line extensions, but product extensions. We have a very successful vape line that we just introduced that shot up to the top of the best-selling SKU list in just a short 3 to 4 months that we've had it on the market. We're also introducing another chewable press tablet product that's kind of going to be like Smarties, that tastes really amazing and is a microdose option at 5 milligrams. And then we're going to introduce a high CBD product as well, and a quick onset tincture. All of these products really represent innovations in their class, in their product line. So, obviously extending our product line is a big strategy for us, as well as expansion out of state.
Well, I think if I were enjoying the Wana gummies, I think came up with a new product, for sure I'd give it a try after having the favorable experience from before.
Good. Well, come to Colorado and you can try all the flavors.
I just might do that. So put it on the summer road trip plans. For 2019, what are your plans that you can share with us?
We have an out-of-state expansion plan that's probably going to take us from 6 to at least 12 states by the end of the year. And we also have amazing product innovations coming, which some of them I already named, but our quick onset tincture is coming, and exciting new flavors and gummies like pomegranate blueberry acai, that is a high CBD product. The tarts, we're going to have more vape line extensions, so it's going to be a very exciting rest of the year for us.
All right. And how about in terms of getting your product into the dispensaries? Is that one of your challenges?
Of course, that is always a challenge, and making good partnerships with dispensaries, I think, is a key for us. But we have almost 100% distribution in Colorado, and we are getting there. I think we have at least 50% of dispensaries in Nevada, Michigan, and Arizona as well. So although that is always a challenge, and I think it's a challenge for every manufacturer, we are meeting that challenge head on and doing everything that we can strategically and resource-wise to be able to be not only the #1 best-selling edible in Colorado, but in all the states that we're in right now.
Right. Now, in terms of, give me a sense of size, how many dispensaries are there in Colorado?
So I believe in Colorado is about 650 and counting.
Okay. And is it pretty easy for someone to open a new dispensary?
It used to be easier, but now I would say it's getting more and more complicated. Dispensary licenses are getting more expensive, and people are growing increasingly more sophisticated at the retail level. So competition is fierce, and so I think if somebody had an idea of just opening a dispensary and making a quick buck, that is no longer true.
Okay. How about in Colorado? I mean, not Colorado, in California. What's the market size there in terms of number of, actually not California, which is their biggest market, Nevada, Michigan, or Arizona? Outside of Colorado.
I think, as far as the size of the consumer market, Michigan is a highly populated state. So potentially the size of the market in Michigan is absolutely huge. But, it's a medical market right now. So the growth is a bit limited at the moment, but with the new caregiver laws, it's getting increasingly more lucrative in terms of possibilities.
Right. Okay. So, like, how many dispensaries are there, you think, in Michigan? Just so I get a sense for the size of the markets.
Sure, off the top of my head, about a few dozen, but I can check back and get back to you on that.
Okay. So a lot smaller than Colorado then. We're talking hundreds in Colorado.
Way smaller, and part of that is the fact that Michigan is still a medical market, whereas Colorado is past the recreational law.
Right.
But Michigan is going to get there as well.
Yep. Which of your other states are recreational as well?
Oregon, Nevada, and Colorado.
Okay. So does Oregon, Nevada, are there dispensaries numbering in the hundreds?
In Oregon, they're probably around 300 plus, if I'm not mistaken. In Nevada, not as many, but they're larger. And in Nevada, the number is probably closer to 100.
Right.
But the dispensaries, the size of the dispensaries themselves is Las Vegas style, I would say.
Yeah. All right. 3 final questions for you. If you were to have a billboard, are billboard advertising allowed in your space?
Not in Colorado, but it is in Nevada.
Okay, so say you had a Nevada billboard for Wana Brands. What would your billboard say?
Consistent, potent, delicious.
You don't hear those 3 words in the same sentence often.
Right, and of course, 2 more things. Our tagline, which is enhance your life, and then it would probably say the #1 best-selling brand of edibles in the United States.
Right. Yeah, definitely have to check it out next time I drive through Colorado. And 2 last questions for you. Who are your ideal B2B customers and end consumers? And what's the best way for them to contact your company and find your product?
Okay. Well, our ideal B2B customers are basically dispensaries who are willing to partner with us in terms of delivering this wonderful product with these great medicinal properties to the market. There are more and more dispensaries that are consolidating, and they have not just 1, but sometimes up to 20 dispensaries within one chain. But also there are these dispensaries that there are 1 or 2 in the chain, but they do an outstanding job in terms of marketing and setting up their retail space to appeal to consumers. So I would say we love to partner with customers like that. And as far as end consumers are concerned, as I just said, our tagline is enhance your life. And we really believe that cannabis shouldn't be just the focus of your life. It actually can enhance all aspects of your life. So it is appropriate for anyone who is an adult, 21 and over. And there are a lot of new consumers, as I said in the beginning of the interview, who are coming onto the market who are older, more sophisticated. And we like to, we hope that our brand speaks to those consumers, although we do have a lot of consumers who are younger, skewing male, who are huge devotees of our product and love our products as well. And so we feel like our products really appeal to all types of consumers.
All right. And what's the best way for your B2B customers and your end consumers to, I guess for the former, to contact your firm about selling your products, and then for the end consumers, how can they find out where your products are being carried?
We are at wanabrands.com, and they can go to our store locator and look where there's a dispensary near them. But really, we are our products are carried in almost everywhere, in all the dispensaries or most dispensaries in Colorado. So if they just go to a dispensary near them, they will probably find our products there.
All right, that makes it easy. Julia, it's been awesome having you on my show today. Really enjoyed hearing how you help grow your company so fast.
It's my pleasure, anytime.
We've been speaking with Julia Bright, the Director of Marketing at Wana Brands, about her company's rapid growth. For interviews with other fast-growing, high-value sales companies, or to learn how we can accelerate your firm's high-value sales through automation, visit eversprint.com.